What if I told you that the way you think right now is not your fault? That your attention span, your memory, your mental speed, all of it has been engineered by someone else, by your environment, your habits, your phone, even the people around you. And worst of all, they've trained your brain against you. Let that sink in. Every time you scroll endlessly through social media, feeling entertained but oddly empty. Every time you try to focus, but your brain feels like it's buzzing with a million thoughts. That's not a lack of discipline. That's deliberate mental programming. Because here's a hard truth no one will tell you. You were never taught how to use your brain. You were only taught how to obey with it. Let me prove it. When was the last time you were truly present? Without distractions, without anxiety, without noise? When was the last time your brain felt sharp, like a weapon, instead of a foggy mess trying to survive the day? Here's the trap. You've been conditioned to consume, not to create, to react, not to reflect, to be busy, not to be brilliant. And guess what? Geniuses don't fall for that trap. Because geniuses don't just have better brains, they train them differently. They have systems, rituals, techniques that most people never use. Not because they're hard, but because no one ever showed you. But today, I'm going to change that. You're not broken. You're not lazy. You're just untrained. And that ends now. What if you could reprogram your brain to think like Tesla, solve problems like Da Vinci, focus like a monk, and process information like a supercomputer? Sounds impossible? It's not. Your brain is plastic, not physically, but biologically. It reshapes itself based on what you do repeatedly. You can rewire it faster than you think, but you must be willing to let go of the mental limits you've been sold your whole life. Limits like, I can't concentrate, I'm not a fast thinker, I'm just not that smart. Lies. Because when you train your brain like a genius, everything changes. Your thoughts become clearer. Your decision-making becomes instinctive. Your memory becomes like a filing system instead of a cluttered desktop. And here's the shocking part. The tools you need? They're surprisingly simple. You don't need high-tech devices, expensive courses, or miracle pills. What you need is techniques. Real ones, proven, neuroscience-backed, genius-approved. Today, I'll walk you through 9 surprising ways to train your brain that most people never even consider. Each one is a psychological lever that will upgrade the way your mind works, permanently. If you follow these, you'll start noticing something weird. People around you will ask if you've changed. They'll notice you're faster, sharper, calmer, more creative, and they won't be able to explain it, but you will, because you chose to step into the world of mental mastery, while others keep running in circles. So if you're ready to stop being a mental slave and start thinking like the top 1% of minds on the planet, then stay with me. Your transformation begins in 3, 2, 1. Let's unlock the genius within. 1. Destroy the multitasking lie. Let's start with this. Multitasking is a myth. Your brain isn't built to juggle multiple tasks. It switches rapidly between tasks, and every switch bleeds focus, energy, and memory. You think you're productive, but you're mentally fragmenting yourself. Geniuses don't multitask. They go deep. When they read, they only read. When they create, they only create. This singular focus, called monotasking, creates neural connections 5x stronger than fragmented focus. Training tip: use the Pomodoro lockdown. 25 minutes of single tasking with your phone in another room. Do this daily. Watch how your mind starts craving depth over distraction. 2. Cut the dopamine drain. Here's the scary truth. Every time you get a like, a notification, a quick video hit, your brain gets a dopamine spike. Feels good, but it trains your brain to hate boring, slow, or deep work, which means you're literally teaching your brain to avoid genius-level thinking. Geniuses don't chase dopamine, they build it internally by doing hard things, boring things, deep things. Training tip. Do a 24-hour dopamine detox every week. No social media, no YouTube, no junk content. Let your mind starve, and then rebuild its hunger for focus. 3. Read with the Socratic method. Most people read to finish. Geniuses read to question. They don't just absorb information, they challenge it. Socrates taught his students to never accept anything at face value. This turns reading into a mental gym. Training tip. Every time you read something, pause and ask, why is this true? What's the counterpoint? Can I explain this in my own words? This creates active reading, which builds neural fire. 4. Train like a memory gladiator. Your brain remembers things through connection, not repetition. Geniuses create bizarre, emotional, visual associations to remember anything. This is the secret of memory champions, not IQ, but technique. Training tip. Use the Loci method. Imagine a room in your mind and place ideas on physical objects. Want to memorize a speech? Put each sentence on a different item in your mental kitchen. Suddenly, your memory becomes unforgettable. 5. Protect the golden hours. The brain is not flat, it has peaks. Studies show that your first 2 hours after waking are your brain's sharpest window. Yet most people waste it on nonsense. Scrolling, chatting, checking emails. Geniuses guard this window like treasure. Training tip. The moment you wake up, do zero scrolling. Instead, dive into learning, deep thinking, or problem solving. This trains your brain to be sharp on command. 6. Use mental simulation, Einstein's secret weapon. Einstein once said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge." He used mental simulation to visualize physics problems before testing them. This mental exercise builds real neural circuits. Training tip. Before doing anything, visualize it with full emotion and detail. Imagine yourself solving, winning, understanding, then act. You're literally firing the brain as if it already happened. 7. Write to think, not to perform. Geniuses write, not to show off, but to clarify. Writing slows down your thoughts, reveals your blind spots, and makes your mind transparent to itself. Training tip. Every night, write down one thing you learned, one thing you questioned, one thing you want to solve. This small habit turns confusion into clarity. 8. Use the 5-second rule to rewire fear. Most people hesitate, overthink, freeze. Geniuses act. They've trained themselves to move before their brain kills the idea. Training tip. Use the 5-second rule. When you feel an instinct to do something meaningful, count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move. Stand up, start, speak, jump. This cuts the loop of hesitation and wires your brain for action. 9. Embrace boredom like a monk. Genius isn't born in chaos, it's born in silence, in the space between distractions, when your mind wanders inward. Studies show that boredom activates the default mode network, the same network linked to creativity, insight, and deep learning. Training tip. Sit in silence for 15 minutes a day. No input, no tasks. Just sit. Your mind will fight. It will itch. It will scream. Good. That's the moment real genius begins. You've just been handed 9 keys. Not ordinary tips, but mental weapons. The kind of tools that separate the distracted from the dangerous, the average from the extraordinary. But let me tell you something uncomfortable. Most people won't do a single one. They'll nod. They'll agree. Then they'll scroll, swipe, and forget. But you're here for more. You don't want to just exist. You want to command your mind, to think faster, focus deeper, learn like fire. Because deep down, you know, the world doesn't need more noise. It needs more thinkers. It needs you, upgraded. So here's your real challenge. Pick just one of these brain habits and do it for 30 days. One, that's it. Because one weapon, used with intensity, can outpower 100 weak thoughts. And when that 30th day comes, you won't just think differently, you'll be different. Now, if you felt something shift inside you today, don't keep this to yourself. Share it. Comment. Let the world know. You're not here to play small anymore. Welcome to your brain's new era.